your love, your mercy, for your caring for us, for the death of your son to die for our sins. Lord, we're so blessed. We praise your name for our blessing. Lord, we ask your blessing on our time today in this town hall. Be with those that are presenters and help us do your will in what we say and do. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
I'm definitely loud enough. Sorry. Thank you for your patience this morning, and for those of you online, really thank you for your patience. It is Flag Day. How many of you knew that before you got here? I mean, okay. Keep telling me if I'm not loud enough. Am I in a good place? It's a big crowd today. So today's, I thought we would have a little, hold on, more technical. Jacob, will you advance that slide for me? Good, it does not. Oh, here we go. Technology. Just hit that arrow button. There we go. Oh, hit play. And then just hit the arrow button on the right. Fun with Flags. No, sorry. Fun with Flags is today. So what I thought I would do is I'm going to show you a flag, and you get to tell me where it is currently located. Okay? Hey, trust me, I only made one really hard. Okay, for the first one, Jacob, will you go to flag one? I'm gonna need you to toggle the slide. Flag one. Well, where's the flag right now? This picture flag. Okay, will you move the slide for him? You were, oh, okay, you were right. Actually, this is at the National Memorial in Arlington, Virginia. Fun fact about this flag. Do we have another right here? No. Hello. Number 4. We're gonna keep going. Fun fact about this flag is that when it was originally done, they had misidentified one of the soldiers. How many people know that? And my favorite part of that story is the only way they got it right was the soldier's mom said, I have diapered that bottom more times than I can count, and I know that is my son's bottom. You can actually research that, and that is a true fact about that. And I love that story, just so you know. When my daughter and I went to DC with her class a few years ago, that story was told by our tour guide, and I actually researched it because I didn't think it was true. But it is in fact true. So, okay, flag number 2. I need someone to flag number 2. Okay, flag number 2.
Oh, Pearl Harbor.
That's right. See, I didn't make them all Harbor. Jacob, will you hit them? Okay. This is actually in Pearl Harbor. Fun fact, I have been there, and it is one of the most beautiful, serene places. How many of you guys have been actually to this memorial? Good. I love that about you guys. The actual flag that was flown over the USS Arizona is actually at the State Capitol of Arizona Museum. So they do still have the original flag that was on the ship, but this one flies over for people for the memorial. Okay, next slide. Sorry, they're really working back there.
Oh, that's easy.
Okay, this is the only hard one in my opinion. So if you can guess it, I'm gonna be really impressed. Does anybody know what this flag is? We'll start with that. I did not, so I'm gonna be impressed. Who'd you say, Carol? You know, okay, so you can advance it. This is actually from Custer, General Custer, and it was from the Battle of Little Bighorn. It actually is the only flag remaining, and it was originally with the Detroit Art Institute. It just sold a few years ago for $2.2 million because it is believed to be there were 5 flags, and it is believed to be the last one, and this is the shape it's in. But it was recently purchased, but this was General Custer's flag when he bought that Little Bighorn. And if I could tell you the year, I'd be really proud of myself, but I can't. Okay. Anyone, any guesses? See, I didn't make them all hard. You guys are smart. Yes, this is in New York City. Go ahead and advance the slide. The flag and the photo all hang in the main lobby of the 9/11 Memorial Museum. And it's real funny when you read about this, that they had no idea. They were just putting up a flag. And, that flag still is in the memorial. Okay, flag 5. See? Fun flags, yeah. Okay, before I advance, what mission was the very first flag? Okay, you're close. You gotta give me a number with it though. Apollo. Who said 11? Oakley? Yeah, okay, Jacob, you're gonna say. It is Apollo 11. And, when I researched, there obviously have been many Apollo missions. While they know that the flag was planted there, they do not believe that it is still in existence by when the shuttle would have taken off. It would have most likely disintegrated. And if it didn't, the moon's atmosphere would have just destroyed it and it would have 0 color on it, which I thought was an interesting fact as well. Okay, I think this is my last flag. Any guesses where this flag is? Well done. Yes, the Hoover Dam. It is actually the largest American flag of record. And it is at the Hoover Dam. So well done, everybody. I only had one hard one. But you guys clearly are well traveled and know about your flags. Go ahead, Linda Pat.
This is my only claim fortune.
Oh, here.
My grandfather way back was the one that named the flag of Old Glory. And it's actually, if you watch when it scrolls on, Independence Day and gives you facts, it tells you that little fact.
Say it from the beginning.
One of my great grandfathers so far back was the one that nicknamed the flag Old Glory. And so, yes.
That's a good claim to thank. Well done. Any other good flag claims and claims that we should? Linda Pat, any other fun with flags, Phyllis? Her uncle was part of the building of the Hoover Dam. That's my fun with flags for today. I hope you learned something. I don't know, but thank you guys.
I realized a few minutes ago, I didn't have near enough coffee to deal with technology issues this morning, so. Hey, I get to do some cool things. We're gonna try to make up a little bit of time that we missed with the technology issues. We'll still try to get you out of here at a reasonable time, but I've got some special people that we want to bring up and recognize. The first person had to step off campus, but I do still want to recognize Leslie. And if you read your trail mix, you would have seen that Leslie Soames won the Star of the Month. She is our Star of the Month for June. And I just wanted to honor her. She had to step off campus. She'll be back later. So if you do see her today, give her a hug, high five, and just tell her what a great job for going above and beyond and getting this honor. But just a little bit about Leslie. She is a CMA in Chapman Heights, in our health center. And I told her from the very first time, I knew we were going to get along for some reason, and now I know why. It's because her favorite food is tacos. And so we'll get along real well. I want to learn more later about why she's scared of mermaids. That was her fear that she told us about. So I've got to figure out a little bit more about that. She's a mother of 4 children. So obviously stays very, very busy. Harriet is her household manager. She's her supervisor. And she said about Leslie that she's very caring to elders and staff, and she's always willing to help out. And if you see Leslie, every time I've seen her, she just has the prettiest smile on her face as she's going about the hallways and doing her duties. And another fun fact about her that Jacob just told me is that Leslie's actually back in school for social work. And this fall, she's actually going to do her internship in social work here at Trinity Woods. So we're very excited for her. Yes. All right, and then what I'd like to do, call it just a slight audible here, is we've got three very special people we want to acknowledge, and I want to ask all three of them to come on the stage at the same time. So that would be Shanita, Cynthia, and Bonnie. Would you three come up here real fast for us? Don't be shy. We won't embarrass you, I promise. Well, I guess I can't promise that. Come on up. Heidi, when we can take a picture, does somebody have a, or you can take it with? Yeah, no, will you guys come on up here? I know, I'm so mean. We want to recognize these three wonderful ladies for 5 years. That's half a decade of service here at Trinity Woods. We've got Cynthia Cook right here, and many of you know her. She's in AP. She's in our accounting office. We've got Shanita Edwards right here, and Shanita is a CMA in which household? In Bueller Place. Sorry, I made you talk. I didn't tell you I was going to talk, so we won't do that again. And I don't know, does anybody know this young lady here? Okay, so Bonnie Bullock, and of course, she's in administration and has been here for 5 years. Would you all just honor them with a very All right, guys, thank you all very much. Congratulations. Okay, before Bonnie comes up and gives her report, I have one exciting announcement that I want to visit with you all about. And that is that here very soon at Trinity Woods, we're going to be publicly launching a new member services portal software and that comes with an app. It's Touchtown. It replaces Vibrant. Many of you might have remembered the Vibrant system that we've had for many years. And today, we just wanted to give you kind of a sneak peek to this and get you kind of excited about this because we've been piloting it. There's some additional training that's going to need to take place in the coming weeks for the employees and some of the residents. And then we will be announcing for you all how to download this, giving you your credentials. Irene is spearheading, kind of taking the lead on that. And so today, we just kind of wanted to show you a little bit about what it will look like. And so you will download this app on your phone, just like you would any app, the weather app, you know, any app that you downloaded, you'll go and you'll download your very own Trinity Woods app. And then you will have your own unique login to this, okay, where you can put, you know, your photo on there. You'll have the information that you want to share on there. For example, how people will be able to get a hold of you. But beyond that, beyond your own profile, see Bonnie's logged in, and so that's her picture up there. Yours will be on your own app. Oh, they don't get your photo? Okay. And then when you open your app, it's going to look something like this, where you'll have all of these different categories that you can go to. If you need to put in work order, you can do it from your app. If you want to see what's on the menu for the day, you can do it from your app. If you want to see what programs are happening, you want to get a hold of a fellow member or an employee, there's going to be member and employee directories on the app. It is phenomenal. And so we really want to have a really heavy adoption rate of this. We encourage you to utilize this. It's something that people have been working very hard on. We think it will streamline a lot of the communication and a lot of efficiencies for employees as well. And so we want to encourage you to do that. This screen over here just gives you a little bit of a snapshot. If you were to select wellness programming, then you go into this screen. And that'll tell you, you can filter it. That one's for today, Friday, June 14th. This is what we've got going on and we want you to participate in today. So that's how the screen will look. So stay tuned in the coming weeks for more communication about that. Get excited about it. Tell your neighbors that aren't here today at Town Hall. All you people out there online joining us, get excited about it as well. And hopefully in the next, I don't know, few weeks, couple, 2-3 weeks, we can be back in front of you and you can download this.
Will we be able to do a reservation from it?
You'll be able to make reservations from the app. Yeah, yes. Employees will be included in the app, both with the ability to download it as well as they'll be on the directory. In fact, there'll be a, right. That's a good point. Yeah, so there'll actually be a separate directory for employees and a separate directory for members. Good point. That's what I have for you. Bonnie's gonna come up now, and I just want to tell all of you dads out there, Happy Father's Day.
Richard, did you have a question? The question was, will it include telephone number for the staff? And it does include the telephone number if the staff member has a desk phone. We do not give out the staff's personal cell. So it may or may not, but it will have their photo and what department they're in. As well as it will have fellow neighbor information. So we're very, very excited about it. Okay, so for me, I'm Bonnie Pollock, for those of you, I didn't introduce myself earlier. I am VP of Community Engagement and Philanthropy. And in that role, I manage the sales team that is doing a phenomenal job. If you guys haven't noticed, we are getting lots of people in and they're touring. And a lot of that is because of our marketing effort, but lots of it is because of all of you who share your friends with us. So we were even excited. My last minute addition is actually from somebody who's deposited. They haven't closed, but I think we've had 3 different friends of theirs already toured. So we love referrals. There are some cards out there if you're interested in that. There is a win for you. You get a credit on your statement, monthly statement. If your referral converts and moves in, you within 60 days get a $2,000 credit on your monthly fee. So it does pay to refer, and it also pays to turn in a referral because we give away $100 cash. And I have five referrals for this month. So hit me. I mean, draw, don't hit me. Yeah. Okay, they're right. You open your eyes. Look at them and then go. Or not. Joyce Peace. Yes. $100. I haven't seen her. Is Joyce here? I saw her friends, but not here. We will make sure Joyce gets her money, or if you see her, tell her to go to the sales office and Leanne and Christy will have it for her. So thank you everyone who has turned in a referral. Richard, you guys are great. Ken and Charlotte Frazier and the Mansfield. So please keep turning in referrals. We do call them and we are super excited when they come on tour. Also on your thing is if an employee has gone above and beyond, please fill out a stars form for them. That is also on our website if you prefer to do it online. But everybody who gets a nomination for stars also receives like a little gift from us just for being recognized, even if they're not selected as the star of the month. So please know, even if they're not selected, we try to recognize them with their supervisor and we give them a free meal at Trinity Woods. So please know that when you recognize a star of the month or recognize an employee, that we make sure their supervisor knows, as well as that they know that they were noticed doing something above and beyond. And that is all I have. And Jacob is next.
Sorry, I was writing away in my little tablet, so. Well, good morning, everybody. Okay, I'm sure you all saw the notice that we put out almost 2 weeks ago regarding Maybe Point. So I'm here to provide a little bit more clarity on kind of how we came to that decision, answer any questions that you might have, and just kind of walk you through that process. So first of all, Maybe Point was our short stay rehab household, and it's on that second floor if you've ever been over there in the health center. And it really only served those that had been in the hospital, coming out of there, needed, a few weeks of rehab before they go home, wherever that home might be. 75% of the people that we served in Maybe Point, when they went back home, it was somewhere off campus. They had no connection to Trinity Woods. The size of Maybe Point is really the main difficulty there. The economies of the scale were really kind of pushing against us. Reimbursement rates for those skilled services have not climbed as fast as a lot of the expenses. both within, you know, our own staff, but then there's a lot of ancillaries that Trinity Woods has to pay for. Any labs, pharmacy, if you go to any appointments during that time, all the transportation, all those physicians' charges, Trinity Woods is responsible for that for anybody that's here on a skilled stay. So while those things have really climbed, it's made the viability of Maybe Point not suitable for us in the, you know, moving forward. So we made the decision to close Maybe Point. We still wanted to offer that service, obviously, to anybody that lives on campus. So we have 3 rooms in Pretty Harbor that we had vacated. We're utilizing one of them. The other 2, Ty and their crews are painting right now. I put in some new furniture and things of that nature to where we really want to make it. If you need to come there, you know, on average, it's about a 3-week stay. All you need to do is bring some clothes, some basic toiletries, and we'll handle the rest of it. We wanted to keep those rooms together so that, you know, when you or your neighbors are doing that rehab, you got somebody else that's kind of on that same path as you, they're trying to get better and go home. The other piece to it is, again, just really reassuring you that we have that ability. We have actually, if you've been here long enough, there's been times where Maybe has been closed in the past, and these services were provided in our other households. Every single room in our health center is duly licensed, so we could provide that skilled service in any room that we have. When you are going to the hospital, if you find yourself there, if a loved one, a neighbor, anybody is there, a really big thing that I can't communicate enough is that when you're talking to that hospital staff, that discharge planner or that case manager, and they say, oh, you're gonna need a skilled stay afterwards, where would you like to go? You need to continue to repeat, I'm going to Trinity Woods. That's my home. That's where I want to go for this level of service. There is sometimes some confusion on the hospital side where they think we're out of network with insurances. I can tell you that is not the case. We accept every major insurance out there. And if a discharge planner thinks that and they still send us the referral, we will clear that up for them. There is almost no scenario in which we can't provide that service to someone. And I think here recently, a couple of the hospitals have been saying, well, you're out of network. Because like United Healthcare is a good example. We accept United Healthcare as a primary insurance, but we're not technically in their network. Well, that means that they have preferred people that they would rather send you to. They have contracts with them, but you can still come here. So if a hospital tells you, oh, you can't go to Trinity Woods, you need to call one of us because we'll be that advocate for you. We will say, no. Like if you want to come back here, we want you to come back. The decision to close Maybe Point, it's a really difficult one that affects a lot of people. It's really been a discussion from the executive leadership team and the board for the past several months. We tried to look at any and every option to make sure that this decision was kind of the last resort for us. We were able to retain all of the employees that worked in Maybe Point. And so they've kind of moved around a little bit. Originally, Maybe Point was supposed to close by next Monday, and it has already closed. Just because we had some natural attrition where people were discharging out, and we had some other rooms that we could utilize. So there is nobody living or working in Maybe Point right now. And a big question that a lot of people ask is, okay, well, what are you doing with Maybe Point? What's next? And the answer is, we don't really know yet. Our focus was to close Maybe Point in the most appropriate fashion we could, and then we can start reevaluating what that might be. I think on the really short term is that I've heard from a lot of people that our therapy space is really constricted. And I sat in a fireside chat, and it probably came up in every fireside chat, even if I wasn't attending all of them. But our therapy space is pretty tight. And so right now, knowing that Maybe Point has some flexibility, we've got a dining room and things that's kind of sitting vacant. I've talked to the therapy team about maybe utilizing that space so now we can spread out a little bit more, maybe move some equipment around. So on a temporary basis, we can probably do some things like that. But on a permanent, moving forward, the board, the leadership team, we're kind of gonna start researching what opportunities are out. So, threw a lot at you. I'm curious if anybody has questions about maybe Pointer or skilled services. Yes, Al?
Yeah, I'm Al Sowers, and I think I've been here, I've been here on campus about 7 years, and unfortunately, my late wife used the facility repeatedly, and I've used it a couple of times. And I think this is probably one of the best management decisions that's ever happened to this facility. And I have a question about the licensed therapists ongoing. Will that be available?
Good question. Okay. I didn't move. It's not my
It's
mic.
that one.
Okay, so the question was about our therapy team. Will they still be available? So, absolutely. Short answer is yes. So when I met with the therapy team the first time that we started even thinking about this, I wanted to know how would that affect them? Or lose them as a partner? And they said, no, absolutely not. The bulk of the time that they actually spend on this campus is with our Part B and our outpatient. So, many of you may be using them at times, even people in our assisted living, the health center, they use them in an outpatient capacity. So that's the bulk of what they do. So the skilled service, it doesn't hurt them to have a little bit smaller footprint on that, but they will still be the same people working with us.
Thank you.
I have one online.
Oh, we got an online question, yes. We did.
Go ahead and say your question.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, two things. First of all, when I had a bad case of COVID and I had to go somewhere else, which I wasn't thrilled about, because obviously I needed to be isolated. I see that as a problem for people who, need to be isolated.
So
I didn't particularly want to go to PAM Center.
Yeah.
But I had to go somewhere.
What do you think about being isolated?
So the question is, and when I had said a little bit earlier ago, that it's very unlikely that you would go anywhere else. Earlier, I think it was earlier this year, or very late last year, we did have a member that had went to the hospital and they required isolation. And at the time, we had no private rooms. And unfortunately, you can't put somebody in a semi-private room on isolation. And so that's a really unfortunate case where somebody did have to go somewhere temporarily. Now, what I can say is that like the rehab suites that we have dedicated are obviously all private rooms. Right now, we have in the health center, half of our rooms are private, half of them are semi-private. And in fireside chats, people have been really talking about, the health center in general is starting to show its age. And we have done so much work on the rest of this campus, and keeping the health center at that same level, it's been lagging a little bit. So as part of our master planning, we have been looking at what does that next step need to look like for the health center? And it would certainly include all private rooms. The elimination of semi-privates, that seems to be a thing of
Did you have one more question, Allison?
Yes, I guess that answers my question, but, I would have thought I could come here. That's why I live here.
It was really an issue of occupancy at the
Yeah,
moment.
and I think
So you
that
can come here, it's just timing, it sounds like.
it is very, it's rare for us to be in that situation where we just had no private rooms. We did have some certain private rooms. But, for us to close Maybe Point, one of the questions that people have had is, will there be space? And so that's kind of Allison's point, would there be space? If you think about the size of the health center, 62 rooms now that we could be utilizing. On average, about 40 of those, or actually 35 to 40, are being utilized by people that are Trinity Woods members. They've lived somewhere on campus before. We still have a number of people that move directly to the health center that had never been occupied before. What we're trying to do is really, really hone in on that service component for the people that live on this campus. And to be able to keep some vacancy in there so that if somebody needs something from our campus, there's that space there. That answer Allison's.
I have another question and I might as well ask it while I'm,
She's got another
unmuted and my
question.
hand's raised.
Probably with Jacob reaching out to Allison at a later date. Yeah, in an effort to save time, Allison, please know that Jacob will reach out to you later today.
Okay.
Yes, one more Vicky.
You mentioned that the employees in Navy, were all today.
Will that affect the employees that are already in the household, health center households?
So, the question is, so we retained all those employees, did that affect the others? So I think, I don't want to steal any thunder from Crystal, but one of the really frustrating points maybe for some of our team is that while we were going through this process, they were not aware of that. And so we were really strategic on keeping some positions open, which meant, we had some added overtime and things to kind of fill those, but it was because we knew that the likelihood of needing to find homes for all those people. So right now, we moved from, our vacancy rate is at 2.5%. They're at 2% as an organization. And within our region, leading age says that the average is around 12.5%. So you can see that we have very few openings right now. We were really strategic to make sure that we could everybody. We were really happy. We had 3 RNs that worked in Maybe Point. We had some people that had worked here for a good number of years, and to be able to retain that talent was a key component for us. If there was a hook, I feel like it would be pulling me off the stage. So, all right, thank you, everybody. Thanks, Jake.
Great questions, and if you continue to have questions about that, look Jacob or I, or one of the members of the ELT, the executive leadership team up, and we can help you with that. Leslie is back.
Yeah.
We honored you a little bit earlier and just wanted to congratulate you and thank you for going above and beyond and becoming our star for June. And this is presented to you as a star of the month. Leslie Sons, June 2024, you're very caring to elders and staff, and you're always willing to help out, and that was from your supervisor, Harriet. So will you help me real quick? I want to do something. Let's you and I turn around. We're gonna do a selfie, but you have to be involved. So everybody stick a thumbs up or one of those way to go signs. Make sure you get the right finger up. Hi, thank you, Leslie. Congratulations. All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Real quick, I'm gonna add, an element to my presentation. I'm gonna ask Stacy to come on up. I'm gonna let her introduce you. She has some, exciting news for the spa.
Thank you, Dennis. Good morning, everybody. For those of you that do not know me, I am Stacy Vance. I am the spa coordinator of the Tranquility Wellness Spa. And I wanted to share some news with you guys today that we have hired a new masseuse. This is Tamara.
Hi, Tamara.
She is going to work 3 days a week. Okay. Well, let me, in a nutshell, and I'll give the microphone to Tamara, but Tasha's still here. She's going to work the first Monday of each month for a while until Tamara can get up on her feet. So I just wanted to share this wonderful news with you guys. We won't be as limited as we were before on times and schedules. So I wanted to bring her here today so you could get a face with a name, and it's exciting news for all of us. So she's going to be pretty flexible in her schedule. So you guys say hi to her after the meeting and ask her lots of questions. and I'm excited to bring her on. So quickly, I'm gonna give the microphone to you, and if you guys quickly wanna ask any questions for Tamara quickly, then we can do that. Quickly.
Well, my background is in health. I am a certified nurse assistant and I'm currently in school for nursing. So I will be coming here after classes Tuesday through Friday. So it'll be about 2 to close, so about 2 to 5, you guys can schedule. So I will be here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. Couple of things, we put out we kind of had a little bit of fire drill this morning, and I'm not talking about technology in here, I'm talking about something else. We got a chance to get on the schedule with Arc Wrecking to get the house at 3135 removed, start tearing it down. Their schedules have been really, really tight because of rain and also the tornadoes that we've had. They had an opening at a cancellation, so I got that notification at about 6:30 this morning. So we scurried around this morning and put out a flyer. So look in your mailbox, those of you who live in villas and patio homes. We're gonna block the road off. There's a map that gives you directional information. There'll be road signs out there. They'll have arrows pointing which way is the detour and where to turn and those kind of things. The closing is gonna be a little bit inconsistent. We're gonna close it for a while when there's really heavy traffic, like a lot of trucks coming and going as they haul off the debris. Once we get to a point where we don't have as many contractors, maybe just one trade, then we'll open the road back up. So it's gonna be an on and off process from now until about the 1st of November. So we will, if you see the road signs up with the arrows, follow the arrows. If the road signs are down and you see it's clear, pass through Sandusky as normal. So we're getting started on that, and we hope to have that house completed by sometime the 1st to the middle of November. The other thing, wanted to talk to you a little bit about the new main entry. We continue to progress on that, meeting with the city of Tulsa. We haven't gotten confirmation of which day. It'll either be July 1st or July 8th. We will be going to the city to do our pre-construction conference. And we hope to be able to get a lot of questions answered, as well as answer a lot of the city's questions if they may have any. Again, just at a real high level, 31st Place will remain open no matter what we do, so you can come and go through 31st Place. We don't plan on closing that even when the new entry's in, so you can go down 31st Place to New Haven, get out, go to the stoplight. The new main entry, that we currently have now will not close, so that's the advantage. As we're working on the new entry, the main entry will stay open. We will not close Sandusky until the new entry is open. And once we close Sandusky, the new gate entry and exit will be on 33rd Street. So the process is progressing really well, and we're excited to start digging as soon as the city will allow us. So there'll be more information on that as the information becomes available. Wanted to talk a little bit about there was some questions on employees and how we fill positions when people call in and those kind of things. And I just want everybody to know that when an employee calls in, we absolutely do fill it, whether it's with the manager, whether it's with moving someone from one restaurant to the other, for example, in dining. We do the same thing in housekeeping. If someone calls in laundry, we move a housekeeper to laundry. So most people are cross-trained. So when we do have call-ins, if they happen at 3 o'clock and the service is to start at 3:30, sometimes we aren't able to respond as fast as we would like to, but we do not have an outside service that we use, an agency type service. We just don't do that. But we do fill those positions within. So we've had some comments that said, how do you fill those? And do you just leave them open? And the answer is no, we do fill them, absolutely fill them. Sometimes we can't, and we do the best we can with what we have. So that's kind of a little bit of a real high level view of how we fill those positions. So yes, we do backfill those. The other thing, just real quick, want to remind everybody that it's air conditioning season. So we've had a couple of people go a couple of days and say, I thought it was getting kind of hot in here, and it's really hot now. And so if you start to feel like you're getting hot, check the thermostat. And if you are hot, call us and let us know immediately. This is the time of the year that AC is vitally important. The humidity and the heat, the humidity is going to continue to rise. As we all know, we got from now till September, October. So if you have any AC issues, please contact us immediately. If it's after hours, after 5 o'clock, Monday through Saturday, contact security, and they'll contact us direct at home, and we'll Ty or I will get somebody out here to get that repaired for you, to get it going. If we can't, then we've made provisions before. We can put people in guest suites and things like that. So we just want to make sure that you're taken care of, and that your ACs are functioning properly. So if you are hot, if you feel hot, you're probably hot, check your thermostat. Please do. Last thing is, there's to kind of give a little bit of update on the road project and patio homes and villas. We're still working through that. Again, we're just waiting on as I put in the this and that, I kind of discussed about how our capital budgets are funded, how our operational budgets are funded, and how we distinguish between what's capital and what's operational and those type of things. So we're still waiting on that. It looks like we may get some relief here pretty soon. So if we do, the project's ready to go. We're ready to go. We're just waiting on the funding to become available. And once it does, we'll get that done. That's first on our list. So aside from that, I think that's all. Oh, one last thing. This is an exciting thing. I believe everyone will appreciate this. So your food committee is working hard. The food committee is now basically is helping us determine some of the needs and wants on campus. And the first thing they said was, is there any possible way that you guys could offer the chef special at lunch? So we worked through that process with them. And so here's what we're going to do. Starting next Tuesday, on Tuesdays and Thursdays as a test, we're going to offer the chef special at lunch, dine in, obviously dine in. So everybody, please, if the chef special at lunch is important to you or your friends, please pass the word. Please come try it. The only way it will be successful is if we increase the numbers at lunch. And we added lunch back after, for a period of time, we had the charter closed for lunch. We've reopened it, and people indicated that they would eat lunch. And our numbers, when we closed it, were averaging 7 to 10 a day. And I looked at all the numbers for the last month, and we're averaging 9. So we're only getting 9 people for lunch. So we need to get it up to about 20 to 25 for us to be able to extend the chef special into the lunch. So if we want to do it 5 days a week or 6 days a week, we really need to up those numbers. So those of you who are eating dinner because the chef special is only available at dinner on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we'd love to host you for lunch. So please come in. But we're going to test that for until the middle of July. Or excuse me, for 30 days. That'll be the end of July, basically. And if there is a increase, then we'll add another day or two. But we need to measure it. We can't really dive into this unless it's successful. So please join us for lunch and on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the chef special. So that's basically all I have prepared. Does anyone have any questions for me? Okay. Sprinklers are on. Yes. Yeah, they're on. I checked them yesterday. I know the timers are on. Yes,
Dennis, I'm curious about the timing in relationship to the road repair and putting in new roads when we become a gated area. I can't imagine putting in a new road without fixing the other ones first. So just
Well,
curious about that timing.
yeah, it's a great question, but you know, the gated community, and the new entrance project, that's totally funded with donations. So that's totally different. The current roads in the patio homes and villas, the patio homes, that's funded by, our capital budget internally. So it's it's actually three different projects, and that's kind of what I outlined in the article. Yeah. Yes,
I just wondered if there was an update on the internet response.
it's a good question. The internet with Cox, I've got a meeting with Cox next week, and, they're supposed to be bringing our final offer. We still will need to wait until they flush through all the Cox emails. All the Cox email accounts will need to be converted. Please remember, that's not Dennis. I didn't do that. Cox did that on their own. They're big boys. They did all that. So all that, everybody has to be switched over to, Yahoo, or should be switched over to Yahoo. And then we'll implement our process. But, we do have a meeting next week to get all of our final financial figures and our offers together. So I'll have that next week. Thank you. Take care. Have a great weekend.
Good morning. Good morning. I am Crystal Creekmore, the Vice President of Human Resources, and I'm gonna give my very first report. We got feedback that some of the HR information that I shared with our board and our other leadership team, that it might be beneficial for you guys to hear it as well. So I'm excited to share this with you. So over here on the far left, you'll see a little graph, and this is turnover. So turnover is the amount of positions that we lose within the organization. And I have the last 8 quarters here represented. So if you look, the red line that starts here kind of at 15 goes up and then kind of goes down, that's the Trinity Woods turnover for the last 8 quarters. The orange line in the middle, that's kind of just above 10, is the leading age average. The national average that we want to follow. So you can see that turnover was pretty high and now we're back low. This particular quarter, we have 2 more weeks left to close out the second quarter of 2024, and we're currently at 7.9%. So if we kind of hold that, we're gonna, again, dip below the national average again. So really great information there on turnover. Where you see 2% there, it's actually 1.97 is our current vacancy rate. That's the amount of open positions. I've been here for 5 years. That's the lowest it's been since I've been here, 5 years. So only 1.97 of the open positions. So yeah, I'm really excited, yeah. I can tell you that at times after COVID, we were at 20% vacant positions at times. All of 2023, we were in the double digits. And then now for 2024, we've been in single digits. So less than 5%, sorry. It's less than 5% all of 2024. So we're doing a really great job of retaining employees. And as you can see, I've put 3 little graphs on here. This is data from WeCare Connect. So you as residents receive surveys through WeCare Connect for resident satisfaction. Our employees also receive similar surveys. So we've been doing WeCare Connect surveys with our employees since 2019. And this is just some recent data on there. So the very top right is the satisfaction index, and it says that our employees are 76% satisfied. And that means that it combines their overall score with questions relating to does their job meet their expectations, and is it their ideal job? And just below that, you can see that the industry standard for that is about 70%. So we're above industry standard there. The other one is organizational culture. So we're at 94% satisfaction on organizational culture. And that means how do they view their alignment, their personal alignment with what our organizational mission, vision, values is. So we're at 94%. Industry average is about 89%. So again, really, really high. The other one is highly satisfied. And I love this one because employees have the option to rate their satisfaction on a scale of 1 to 5. So a highly satisfied score is someone who rates a 4 or a 5. And so we have 70% of our employees rate themselves as highly satisfied in this job, where the industry standard is at 50%. So I want to take this minute to thank all of you and your contributions that you make to our employee satisfaction, because that is what in turn keeps this vacancy rate super low, as well as the turnover. So thank you all for your contribution to that. The next slide, I'm going to go backwards because We Care Connect launched a new program this year. It's called Senior Care's Best. And because our satisfaction scores are so high and have been since 2019, we qualified for the first annual certification. So you'll see these signs around, but we are named Senior Care's Best Places to Work for 2024. So super excited about that. So this will go on our website. This can go on our socials. We've posted it in lobbies. We can share that with other people who are prospects. We're one of the great places to work. I don't know if about you, but this guy down here looks like a local celebrity to me as soon as I saw the photo, but it looks like somebody that lives here. The other announcement I wanted to give just really quickly is tomorrow we will have an employee appreciation night at the Driller Stadium. We did this last year, doing it again this year. We have great attendance. And the funds for that come from the Employee Appreciation Fund. So thank you all for the donations that you make to that fund. We're able to not only fund the end of the year Christmas checks that go to employees, but we're able to do these fun things throughout the year. So we'll have 200 nearly people come. We'll get to celebrate with them and their families. So thank you all for your contributions to that. So Irene, you're up.
Good morning. I'm Irene Brown, Life Enrichment Coordinator, and I have two fun reminders for you. First of all, it's a second Friday, and that means the first monthly games day from 1 to 3 this afternoon. Now, you may say, it's hot out there. We have you covered. We've moved the games inside. From 1 to 3 today, we will have shuffleboard, cornhole, ladder toss, axe throwing, ping pong, indoor putting green, giant, Zynga, and Yahtzee, all set up in the cool Westerville Hall for you to come and enjoy with your friends. So come on over and have some fun. Now, I see several marvelous men out there who are missing one thing in their lives. What might that be? A ticket to the men's event. Next Wednesday. It's going to be great. For $12, you get hot off the grill hamburgers and hot dogs and all the trimmings, an opportunity to make new friends and hang out with old ones. And those friends are not only members who live here, but men who work here, who are great fun, including Garrett Lee, and a great speaker. My brother is in the Downtown Rotary Club. Once a week, they have an outstanding speaker from all over the state, all over the country, in fact. Every now and then, he calls me and says, we had a great one, you need to get him for Trinity Woods. On his way home from hearing Clay Martin, NFL referee, he said, Irene, call him up today. He's a great speaker. Not only does he give us some inside info on the NFL, he is a man of faith and speaks beautifully to that. So men, if you don't have your ticket, you can stop by our office just outside this door and speak to Heather and pick up your ticket today. We want you to be there. Thank you.
Nobody's thumbs upping. Thank you guys for being here today. Happy Father's Day to the dads in the room. And have a wonderful weekend.